Okay, and welcome back to the watching Star Wars. We're going to continue Phantom Menace tonight, and before we do, me and Serena realized something over the weekend, um, and that is that the Phantom Menace is now 21 years old. It was back in 1999, which means if it was a human, it could order a drink at a restaurant. It's that old. Can you believe it?
It's crazy.
And I
It
feel
would
like
probably, if Alex was the bartender, he'd have too many questions and he'd just get bored and leave.
That's awesome.
The Phantom Menace would be like, "Yep, this is a bad bar."
We're out.
If the Phantom Menace was a person, who would get annoyed of the other faster? Would the Phantom Menace get annoyed of Alex faster, or would Alex get annoyed of the Phantom Menace faster?
Wow.
Oh, of Alex. Phantom Menace would get annoyed of Alex faster.
Dang.
Much faster.
You know what,
because
guys?
Alex is he's too generous and he's too
y'all are
kind.
mean.
So he would be
Why
like
would
very
that-
patient with the Phantom Menace.
Why would that be annoying?
Yeah, no, you wouldn't be annoyed. The Phantom Menace would be annoyed.
I know. Why would someone who's generous and kind be annoying?
Because you would ask him things like, "Why are you so inconsistent within yourself?"
Why are you, the way
maybe
that
that's
you
just
are?
therapy.
No, I feel like when I think of the Phantom Menace as a personality, I just think of like Jar Jar Binks. So if I can think of like Jar Jar interacting with Alex, Alex would get annoyed so quickly.
But
And-
like with Anakin's voice.
Mm.
Screechy,
He's such a good
screechy
actor, though.
voice.
He's a person and his name is Anakin.
That's awesome. He would just think that you're an angel. That's all it is. He would just keep asking me if you're an angel in like a Gungan language.
Oh. I can't wait.
Oh, are you guys ready to watch this thing?
Let's do it.
Okay, sweet.
Army.
I will not condone a course of action that will lead us to war.
Okay, for how much I do love these movies, I will say
Wait, pause it.
I don't understand why they didn't just land right next to the city. Okay, I don't understand why they didn't just land next to the city. Like, why did they land halfway across the planet?
That is what you call a hole in the plot, my friend.
I mean, they got
Also, why does an entire planet only have a volunteer army? Are they like libertarians?
they're pacifists.
They're pacifists, but they have guns. Like she has guns in her chair.
It's true.
They're pacifists?
Well, at least Amidala's a pacifist.
I think that sounds familiar.
Hmm.
But then she's a pacifist when it's appropriate for the story.
Like war.
Josh, I'm glad you criticized the movie.
Dude, I criticized.
Does that mean I have to say something nice about it?
I criticized it some last time.
Does that mean I have to say something? So if Josh criticizes, for every time Josh criticizes it, I'll find something to compliment it on.
The show has to be balanced, right? We gotta have the balance in the show.
Yes.
Okay, so
Alright.
here's something to compliment. That CGI for 1999 is really impressive. That holds up to a lot of CGI today. Dude, and I never noticed it. I never
I'll find
paused it here
something else to
before. But
compliment.
look at those battle droids next to these massive tank things. Like, those things look puny.
I always thought that those were, like, you can tell by the shape. It looks like a little belly. So I thought it was cute little bellies.
That's awesome.
I don't think that's the look they were going for when they were trying to make war machinery.
Little Buddha belly. Trojan horse, you know?
That's all I can see now. That's all I can see.
That's awesome.
Yes, Viceroy. If they're down here, sir, we'll find them. Caution. He's cut off. The rest of
Okay, has your opinion?
How did Qui-Gon end up there?
What's
Oh.
that?
No, like mines. What were you saying?
I was just gonna ask, has your opinion of Jar Jar changed over the years, or is it the same? But
I've always loved Jar Jar.
Mine stayed the same.
I've never thought that he was a Sith Lord like some people, but I'm fine. I can live with him.
Who thinks he's a Sith Lord?
Oh
There's
man,
a theory.
Is that a thing?
There's a theory out there. It's a thing.
it's a thing, yeah.
That's lame. That's lame.
Like how convenient it was that he was just happened to be there. But
I mean, it is pretty
Whatever.
convenient.
it is interesting that like they kind of make the Imperial forces seem very like colonization style, like come in and destroy like the natural habitat of a place and just like take over. Just pretty Nazi-ish, which I know some people have made allusions to. But
well, one of
Also,
the
how did Qui-Gon end up there, though?
he went down on the ship.
So,
he hid in it, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
But I do. One of the
In the
main
Stampede?
themes in the whole series is technology versus nature. So I think they're just kind of setting that up because that's why the Ewoks are able to destroy the Empire. That's why like the horses are running on the Star Destroyer in Episode 9 because it's technology versus nature, and nature always wins. That's why the Gungans fight the battle droids and win.
Hmm.
It's more symbolic than anything else, I think.
Almost got us killed. Are you brainless?
I expect.
The ability to speak does not make you intelligent. Now get out.
No, Mrs. Stan. Mr. Conjecture Binks. Mr. Your humble servant.
That won't be necessary.
Oh, but
we're getting like an echo on it. Anybody else getting an echo in the movie?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh. Should we mute ourselves?
I mean, I can live with it.
I mean, yeah. He is giving me very much Dobby vibes, which is maybe why I didn't like Dobby so much, because he reminded me of Jar Jar Binks.
Dialogue. All right, I'll hit play.
humble servant.
That won't be necessary.
Oh, but it is. It is demanded by the gods, it is. Oh, no!
Stay down.
You saved my again.
What's this? A local. Let's get out of here before more droids show up.
More? More did you speak? Excuse me.
Why are they worried about the droids?
There's a lot of them, man.
Well, I mean, there are like a bajillion of them.
Getting shot.
I think they just don't want to end up fighting 500 droids.
Well, think
right?
about how it ends, right? Like, there's
Dude,
like
Carly's
thousands
face
of them.
when I said that. Was so
Sorry.
Okay,
And it does bug me that they were able to meet up together so quickly.
Plot
Like they took separate
lines.
planes. Like, what was the purpose?
well, no. Taking separate planes.
Dude,
Totally.
I can't imagine what watching Die Hard would be like with you.
I love Die Hard.
No, taking separate ships.
Exactly. I'm like, is there a movie you actually like? Like, I want to know why you like it.
Yes,
It's
there's
like-
lots of movies I like.
I know, but like these things are just part of fiction. It's just part of the movie.
That's why we're doing it like this, so you can ask the questions, though.
So
Alright.
I think the separate ships was a smart idea because
It just, I have to know. Like, I have,
They're
like,
less-
I have to be like, wait, why?
they're less likely to get caught.
My suspension of disbelief.
They're
Yeah,
less
that's a
likely
heavy
to get
weight to
caught.
carry, man. I'm sorry.
Sorry. It's all right. Hey, man, we're all different. All right, here we go. I'll have to play.
But the safest place
Oh, gosh.
is where I grew up. 'Tis a hidden city.
City.
Uh-huh.
Can you take us there?
On second thought, no. Not really, no.
No.
It's embarrassing. But, my friend might have been banished. My forgotten. The bosses would do terrible things to me. Terrible things to me if me going back there.
You hear that?
Ah. Your point is well seen. This way. Hurry.
How much further?
We're going underwater, okay, day? I might warning you. Gungans no liking outsiders, so don't expect a warm welcome.
Oh, don't worry. This hasn't been our day for warm welcomes.
You should follow me now, okay, day?
Also, the fact that they just so happen to have those breathing tubes.
Thank you. I was dying to say it.
Were you
I
afraid
thought
of
you,
me?
Alex.
I was
It for you.
restraining
It for
myself.
you.
Dude, when we were kids in Miami in our pool, we had these like, we would grab like a Ziploc bag and pretend that they were those like Jedi breathing things and like swim around the pool. And with like our plastic lightsabers from Walmart.
Also, that whole scene where they're walking down and Obi-Wan Kenobi comes up and everything they said, me and my sisters would literally like act out in the scene because we thought it was so funny. Anything Jar Jar says, too funny.
Hey, you sir, stop it there. Hey, yo, Deli, Captain Topos. He's back.
Yo again, Jaja. You going to the bosses. You in big doo-doo this time. Going to the bosses. You in big doo-doo this time.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, woo.
Oh, it's from Full House. You ripped that line off Full House.
Dude, I'm
What's
sorry, but the editing between like shots, the transition, it's like PowerPoint 2010. Like,
No, it's just classic, man. It's just classic.
Yeah, I agree, Josh. It is classic.
okay, that's all
That's
right.
just what it's always
alright.
I can hold a minority
Okay,
opinion.
so what did they
Alright.
rip that line off of? What did you say?
Full House, dude. How
Which
rude.
line?
How rude.
Oh, interesting.
That's like a tagline,
Yeah,
bro.
what year was this one done?
99.
Full House is in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Like early 90s.
And then this was done when?
99.
Oh.
Okay, so
You
I will
said
say,
that, sorry.
okay, so with all the negativity, I will say, the first fully CGI character in movie history was Jar Jar Binks.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It was like
I can't think of another one.
Your cat. That's funny.
He was fully CGI, Josh. I thought they had an actor for him.
They had
walking
a stand-in actor, and then they ended up using him as like a model, but they did the whole thing in CGI. They actually had him walk around with a Jar Jar Binks head, like right above his head, and they weren't sure in the final version if they were going to have an animated head or not, and they ended up like making the whole thing CGI. They were thinking it was just going to be like shoulder down CGI, but they ended up making the whole thing CGI.
Yeah, the eye contact was off. It was a little weird.
So my opinion of Jar Jar Binks started out when I was a kid. I thought he was hilarious. And then as an adult, I became...
You too?
I thought he was so funny as a kid. And then as an adult, like, I became more cynical. And I don't know how much of it was just, like, me growing up, and so I became cynical, or how much of it was just, like, me hearing the hate, and so I became cynical. But I watched this movie with my 5-year-old daughter, Lily, and she thought he was, like, the funniest thing in the universe. And so I will say I've regained a love for him since I've watched that with her. She thought it was so funny.
I'm not gonna let my kids watch this movie.
Okay, this whole underwater city too is pretty clever. Like, one thing that Star Wars does super well is the different worlds and stuff, cultures and languages, and they're all so different. In my opinion.
There is new Weesaw.
A droid army is about to attack the Naboo. We must warn them.
Weesaw no like the Naboo. The Naboo think they so smarty. They think their brains so big.
Once those droids take control of the surface, they will take control of you.
Weesaw no think so. They not know of ocean.
You and the Naboo form a symbiont circle. What happens to one of you will affect the other. You must understand this.
We should no care.
How does he know that?
Well, it's true.
In what way?
Like, they do... Daniel, you're muted. I would love to hear your laugh. It does happen, though, man. When they take over the surface, they want to take over the Gungans also.
How would they know about the Gungans?
I don't know, man, but they figure it out.
Yeah, because they just established it was like a secret city, so...
Well, they do figure it out, though.
It's interesting.
They figured it out because the Gungans come up there.
Really? I don't know. I think that they were hiding. Well, we can watch it. I'm pretty sure they were hiding and they figure it out.
Yeah, that would make more sense, but seem pretty secretive. I mean, I don't know. And why would they be interested in that city? I mean, they're just trying to get Amidala to sign a peace treaty by force, which kind of negates the idea of a treaty.
Yeah, but the Gungans have an army. So the Naboo are pacifists, and the Gungans they have a strong army, which is why, like Jar Jar later says, I think you don't like us because we have such a strong army.
All right, I guess we'll figure this out later.
About the Naboo.
And speeders on our way.
We's gonna speed yous away.
We could use a transporter.
We's give yous una bongo. The speediest way to the Naboo is going through the planet core. Now, go.
Thank you for your help. We leave in peace.
Master, what?
That means that they literally landed on the opposite side of the planet from the city they were trying to invade, because they have to go through the core to get there. That means they have to go through like the middle of the planet is the fastest way. So I will say that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, why would well, maybe they did that because like landing where they're gonna attack doesn't really give them much time to situate themselves. I'm thinking from like the Imperial side of things. Like you don't land where you're gonna attack unless you're actually gonna attack. You know, they're probably like strategizing and putting their forces like acclimated to the planet, and then they're gonna attack. You know.
Yeah, but
they could come from like around. They could come from either side.
But they're attacking pacifists.
I didn't think about that. That's so true.
And like
That's so true.
they could have
That's a
been
good
like,
point, Alex.
They could have landed like a mile or two away, but they land on literally the opposite side of the planet. It's like if
They're
you're going
invading New York City and they landed in China.
That's right. We gotta strategize. So let's land in China.
We need 17 days of tree cutting to figure out what we're gonna do. Of mowing through the forest. Dude, it's just because he wanted to make a political statement about tearing down forests. It was edgy. Anyway. Oh, sorry. All right.
There's a second you said up. Going through the planet core? Going through the planet core? Any help here would be hot.
Master, we're short on time.
We need a navigator to get us through the planet's core. This Gungan may be of help. What is to become of Jar Jar Binks here?
He seemed to be punished.
I saved his life. He owes me what you call a life debt. Your gods demand that his life belongs to me now.
Binks? You, sir, have no life play with this and hissen?
Uh-huh.
Be gone with him!
Count me out of this one. Better dead here.
Dude, that sounds like me eating a cheesy gordita crunch at Taco Bell. Just scarfing it down.
Okay, here's my compliment.
Uh-oh.
I've always liked that little ship.
Yes.
It's super cool.
Little stingray.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Zach and I, back in the day, did chores and saved up our money for like months to buy the Lego version of it.
Wow.
That's nice.
And you didn't keep it?
It's probably in my mom's like attic or something.
Dude, that's probably worth a lot of money.
It probably is, actually.
Yeah, like new Lego sets are like in the hundreds of dollars just for like a small piece.
It was $50. Back in the day, it was $50.
Wow.
Wow, that's crazy.
No, there's like people out there who collect that stuff, man. You could probably get a pretty penny out of it. At least $100, I would say.
Dude, I had like
It'd be hard to sell, though.
you know, like when they had like the handheld games before Game Boys were really big, and everyone. Well, I guess this was like in the era of Game Boys. I had a game where the device was one of those ships, and you had to like navigate through the water, and so you had to like steer it back and forth and stuff, and like the monsters would come out and try to get you. I mean, it was like really bad, 2D. It's like black lines and gray background. That's all it was. But I spent so many hours playing that game.
That's crazy, dude. We had one that was the Speed Racer game, and it was like the Anakin Speed Racer was their like the system
that
remote.
too.
And it was like that. It was like really grainy, like. But we used to. It was That's so weird. I totally forgot about those, but they did used to do
yeah,
that.
I did too. I had one of those.
Because they did that with the Lion King too. They would have like the Simba-shaped remote control game thing,
and you could plug it in.
That's so weird.
I forgot about that.
Wow, I forgot too.
I forgot about
We
that.
had another one. I don't remember what it did.
That's crazy.
I also had episode.
We
1
weren't allowed
racer.
to have a Tamagotchi though.
You weren't allowed to have a what?
Oh, Tamagotchis.
Yeah.
You remember those?
They're annoying.
They were these little
I
keychain
remember
things,
those,
and they were pets, and you would feed them and stuff.
No, those were like.
Why were you
Satan
not allowed
worship.
to have one?
Dude, I can't remember.
It
I
was
have to ask
Satan
my
worship.
parents. I
I
think it's
remember
because
vividly.
it was like the. Why was it that way though? I just don't remember why. It was evil for some reason. I just can't remember. I can't remember.
Dude, there were so many things that were evil for some reason.
That's true.
Dude, yeah. Pokemon cards.
Dude, I had a friend.
Zach and I had so many.
His brother had the Pokemon game on Game Boy, and I would go over and play it. I felt so bad.
Dude,
felt bad.
Dude, so we collected those cards, and then someone told my mom that they were demons, and she made us get rid of all of them. And dude, I remember, dude, this actually is like kind of painful because I had a card that today is worth $3,000, and I threw it away. I had to throw it away. It wasn't worth that much then, but now it is. And I remember it clear as day, dude.
Dude, but having a demon-free life, that's priceless.
Oh, true, man.
Is your
Soul
soul
side
worth
of the cup, Alex. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, $3,000, dude.
Devil went down to Silvis. He was looking for a soul to buy. He went to the ATM and got three grand. That was Alex's price.
Easy. Not a lot. My poor mom. She regrets it.
Dude, to take it back to Star
It
Wars,
wasn't her
though,
fault.
you need to tell the story about your mom ruining The Force Awakens.
Oh. Right now?
Yeah, man.
Okay, so we hadn't seen it yet because Elam was just born, right? Was it Elam? One of our kids.
It was Emrys.
They may have been. Oh. No, it was Elam. I don't know. Whatever. So we hadn't seen it yet, and it had been out for a while, and we were over at my parents' house for Christmas, I think, and we were playing a Star Wars game, a board game called Epic Duels, which that game is lit. It's so cool.
It is.
But Han died in the game, and I think I was Han and Chewie in the game, and someone said, "Oh, Alex is out," and my mom goes, "I go, I got Chewie left," and my mom goes, "Yeah, do you remember how angry he got after how angry he got after Han died in the movie? Alex is gonna be just fine." And I was like, "What?" And she was like, "Oh." Classic.
I love that story.
This is a good one.
Dude, and John Williams' music is just gold.
I actually listened to the soundtrack for the Phantom Menace today in preparation.
Wow.
It's pretty amazing.
That's dedication. Dude, Obi-Wan's face right now is me watching these movies.
Dude, I just one thing that these prequels did was give us some good Obi-Wan. Ewan McGregor is a fantastic Obi-Wan.
Yes. Agreed.
don't like his hair.
His hair is bothersome.
It's a long hotel, but a small part of it would be clumsy.
You were banished because you were clumsy.
You mightn't be saying that. Cause maybe one or two little bitty accidentes. You'd say, boom the gasser, then crash into buses, hey blibber, then vanished. Big goober fish! Huge on teeth!
Always a bigger fish.
Misa think we going back now.
He's read the script. He knows they don't die.
Dude, that's symbolic, right? There's always a bigger fish, where the Trade Federation isn't what they're really dealing with here. Palpatine is behind it.
That's a good observation.
And
good
that
observation.
fish swallows up both of the littler fishes. If one of them is the Trade Federation and the other one is small, then Palpatine swallows up both of them. Maybe. Maybe George Lucas is just a genius, and Alex isn't willing to admit it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he wrote a genius script in a month.
Schedule, my lord. I have the Senate bogged down.
Dude, and this comes right afterwards. Like it's clearly in reference to this, right? Because there's always bigger fish, and then immediately afterwards is Palpatine with the Trade Federation. It's definitely symbolic.
In procedures, they will have no choice but to accept your control of the system.
The Queen has great faith that the Senate will side with her.
Queen Amidala is young and naive.
Dude, the Senate being bogged down in procedures is the most accurate thing about this movie.
You will find controlling her will not be difficult.
Yes, my lord.
You didn't tell him about the missing Jedi.
No need to report that to him until we have something to report.
That's smart. You gotta admit, that's smart.
Where is it going?
Don't worry. The Force will guide us.
Oh, Maxie big the Force.
Why do you need to transport them?
Because he has to get there.
No, never mind.
He has to get there.
No, I mean a guide. They needed Jar Jar Binks to guide him through the...
No, he was right. He was saving him. He cares about him, man.
Oh.
It was all a lie.
Smells stinky with.
Losing power.
Oh, no. We die in here.
Okay. And maybe I'm reading too much into this, but that's exactly what happens when they land on Tatooine, right? Where they meet Maul for the first time. The ship loses power.
I don't remember that. I haven't seen this movie in so long.
I think it's pretty good foreshadowing, actually.
Yeah. Qui-Gon's like... Yeah. It's just his passive attitude about everything is a little bit unsettling. It's like Palpatine level Force use. Like, it's like he knows what's going to happen before it's happened. And he's like at peace with it or something. It's just weird. It's not normal. And it was definitely direct. the director definitely told him to play it off that way. There's no way he made that decision as an actor himself.
I think that's part of his character.
Somebody told him to do it that way.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of his character.
But he has to know something.
I think he just trusts the Force. Like, that's why he's so willing to train Anakin, and the Council isn't. He's just like so willing to just say, he's like the original "I'm one with the Force, and the Force is with me." Like just trusting in the living Force, like what's happening in the now, kind of stuff.
Yeah, but then doesn't he get played for a fool for being naive then?
How so?
Because he was wrong about Anakin, wasn't he?
So I don't know if he was or not, though, because like, what would have happened if he had trained Anakin instead of Obi-Wan? Is the question.
Oh,
because Obi-Wan's the same stickler. Like Obi-Wan's the stickler that the Council is. Obi-Wan represents the same view as the Council. This is why he starts out and he's like, "Yeah, but Yoda says I should be mindful of the future," and Qui-Gon just represents something completely different. He's a rebel.
Oh. Didn't think about that.
Jon Favreau has this great line in the Mandalorian extra credits about the Duel of the Fates, because that's the same with the song when Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon and Darth Maul are fighting, and he says it's called the Duel of the Fates because it's a fight over Anakin's future. And you know that not everyone's going to come out of this alive, and Anakin's future depends upon who lives and who dies in this fight. If Obi-Wan survives, then he's going to fall to the dark side. If Qui-Gon survives, then he's not.
Monsters out there, leaking in here, all sinking and no power? When they use a thinking we set in trouble!
Power's back.
Huh?
Dude, that's 10 minutes.
What a perfect spot to stop.
I can't believe that's the end. Oh, dude, I love that pause screen, man. That's hilarious.
That little face.
Dude, Qui-Gon's just so
It's not a super scary
calm.
monster when you see its eyes. Yeah. It's unsettling.
That's awesome.
Really is.
I mean, it doesn't bug you at all that like he was able to just put two wires together in the control panel and bring the thing back to life.
Yeah, it's like he's in Brooklyn in the 80s and he's hot wiring the car.
Hot wiring car. It was his pass. His rough pass. He's using his rough pass.
It's like clearly external
like
damage.
when you guys see that doesn't bother you at all. Like it doesn't.
If I think about it, it does, but I'm enjoying the movie too much to think about it.
And that's the thing, man. Like, you just watch it wrong.
That should be Star Wars tagline. If you'll love this, if you don't think about it.
Dude, that is a good point, though. Because it's like this alien just like ate off the side of the ship, and he's able to fix it just by rubbing some wires together. You have a valid point, man.
Yeah, like that's the damage is outside. Like, what caused the ship to shut down? It was obviously the monster biting it. Where did the monster bite it? Okay, that's where the damage is at. So usually you have to go to the place where the damage is to fix the damage. But no, Obi-Wan, it's literally right next to his hand.
Alex, just imagine you lived in a world where you could hotwire any problem. Why can't you imagine that? Why can't you go there with us?
It's easy if you try.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. It's not so easy.
Dude, Sarah had a really good idea about how we can do this. So she was saying that if we could watch it on our own, like the full episode, and then choose like scenes that stick out to us and make notes about them, then in a playback video we can talk, and then we can just edit those up to like 10 minutes. So everyone would get like a certain amount of time of a scene that they want to narrow down in each episode, instead of like doing 10 minutes at a time. Does that make sense?
We could do that maybe. It's a lot of work. Is the problem.
Something to think about. It is. Well, we don't pay you for nothing, Josh.
Well, I have a feeling that Alex's opinion of this movie is just becoming more. He's just more entrenched in his opinion at this point. I get that.
No, I'm actually really liking it.
I will
me
say.
too. I am also enjoying it.
Oh, I'm having a great time. I will say this is still better than episode 2.
Honestly, I don't know. I haven't seen them in so long. I just remember as a kid really liking episode 2.
I get it.
But
well, any other thoughts, guys, before we sign off for the night? Sounds good.
Nope.
Well, that was fun. Tune in next time. Subscribe, like.
Yep.